Hello, everyone.
Hi.
We are True to Death.
And we are enjoying a morning coffee.
We are indeed.
Because we need that energy. So, yeah.
Oh, God, yes.
Yes. Hope you're all well out there listening and wondering what on earth you've tuned into, but we shall explain.
We are a true crime podcast.
I love how I dumped you in that there.
Yeah,
we shall explain.
Thanks for that. Thanks for that. On the little sleep that I've had, I went to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning after having done research. Well, I had to go play D&D because I'm...
priorities, man. Priorities.
Because I'm, what's the word? Geeky like that.
Nah, D&D's a thing. It's all cool now since a certain television show made it so.
It is now. I'm a druid.
That rocks. I fuck with druids. That rocks. Sorry.
Most people do.
Do you know? Yeah.
Most people do. It's druids and bards.
I'm a bard all day.
I wish I could play a bard. I'm a writer, not a speaker.
That sounds like a Michael Jackson line.
I'm
a writer, not a speaker. Yeah.
I don't have the quickness, clearly. I don't know. I kind of have quickness. Talking to my sister earlier. You have quickness.
Earlier today.
You have sharp wit.
I came up with the ideal Christmas gift, which is literally just a day in the year. A day in the year of your time. Which, frankly, I think is the most awesome Christmas present ever. A whole day. Half a day? A solid 24 hours, fella. Can you imagine that on a... What did I give you for
24 hours with someone?
A day in the year. Depends how much you hate them.
Well...
That's a lot of hours.
Yeah.
I would hope it's... actually, you could hate family.
We then joked about how we could go to somewhere nice in the Welsh countryside, and she went, well, then it's not a day, then it's a weekend. And I said, so you have a Welsh weekend. That's an even better slogan. What would you like to give me? A Welsh weekend. Well, hey...
So, by the way, you are listening to... I'm Anna, and
I'm Sarah. Hi.
Yeah. Hi.
And our engineer /
Yeah, I'm the tech guy.
deliberator.
The one you can hear from the background.
/ man on the mics is our Scott. I don't know why I'm introducing for him, like he can do it himself. Yeah, sorry about that. Do you want to say who you are?
Tech guy, I already said.
There's our tech guy.
He's the tech guy.
Yeah,
he is the guy in the chair.
He is the guy in the chair.
Well, right now he's the guy on the sofa.
Yeah.
I'm the only one not sitting in a chair.
Yeah, if anything, you're not the guy in the chair. But so this is a true crime podcast, and I relay specifically Portuguese crimes, and my cousin here relays...
Shall I step in any time?
Sure.
So what we like to do is we like to swap stories, basically, because we both have a Portuguese and English background. We have family who are Portuguese. Anna grew up in Portugal. I have Portuguese parents, but I was born here. So we like to get a flavour for both and swap Portuguese, English true crime stories, simply because... there's a lot of things out there that you never hear about, so...
There are indeed.
Why not share? So what makes this interesting is Anna will tell me some stories about my heritage, essentially, something that I should be proud of because it's my,
Well, not proud of, maybe.
Well, not proud of, maybe not proud of, but she's going to tell me some history that will enlighten me about a country that, while I wasn't born there, is definitely part of my bloodline. And from the reverse... She's spent how long here in England now?
It's going to be 20 years next year.
So she's
2026.
Been here for 20 years, and there's a lot about England she doesn't know about. So we're
There's
hoping...
actually a lot about Portugal I didn't know about. I'm learning a lot.
See? So in this discovery of our dual country history, because I think you'd be happy to say we're both proud to be from both nations.
Yeah, sure.
So, bit of favouritism there. Anyway,
in some instances, yes.
Because we both enjoy the richness of the history of both of our countries, Our country, yeah. I don't know how to put this in a way that sounds eloquent. Anyway, we're just going to relate some
Stories. We're going to tell stories. So
We are
sit
going
back,
to tell stories.
relax.
Grab a hot cocoa.
and get ready for some
Or a coffee.
doozies.
It's the time of the season, you know. It's winter.
That's
is.
true. It is cocoa season.
Indeed
I
it
wish
is.
I liked cocoa.
Thank you, Tech Guy, for rescuing
I
that.
know. I don't like hot chocolate. I know. I've tried it so many different ways. And I'm so sorry, Scott.
The silence that descended on the room there.
He's near tears.
It's okay.
I've reduced my own cousin to tears.
It's all good.
I'm so sorry.
I don't want to give him the double whammy, but I don't do hot chocolate either. I've never done hot chocolate.
Here's the thing. I want to do...
And you didn't have some nice Parisian hot chocolate.
I went to
God.
a Christmas market last week and didn't have hot chocolate.
Well, no one gets hot chocolate from the Christmas
Everybody gets it. All the non-alcoholics get it.
No, it's like a Bailey's hot chocolate, which is even better.
Yeah, no.
The thing is, I want to like it because I like the aesthetic, which is such a millennial thing to say. I like the thought, the idea of sitting in comfy sweats with a nice cup of hot cocoa, like watching crab TV with the rain outside. I love it, but I just don't like cocoa.
I cannot taste my chocolate warm. I can't. I just can't do it. I can't
So
do
if I
it.
put a warm hot chocolate fudge cake in front of you...
If you put a warm Mars bar in front of me, I probably would be sick.
No!
Legit. If you put a warm Mars
Oh,
bar
I
in
love
front of me,
I love chocolate fondue, for example. I love that. I can't stand cocoa.
You know when they do those chocolate fountains, and obviously the chocolate's got to be quite warm because it's liquid form practically, and it's coming out of the fountain. So you're like, yeah, I'll dip my...
Yeah.
No.
Right, you may have to cut this because I'm just going to fill that up because the trickling is triggering me.
She's like, no more trickling. And I said chocolate fountains. That's quite funny, actually. Tech Guy's looking at me like... For those in the audience who won't listen to this, because we'll probably cut it, you could hear the...
No. We really need to buy some tumbleweed.
A lone wolf in the distance just went... Yeah.
As lone wolves tend to do, I hear.
I'm a lone wolf.
Never say that again.
Why?
Never mind.
I don't know what I've said to trigger the trauma, but I just said I'm a lone wolf. So I'm going to say it again, naturally, because I'm a rebel like that. There's the silence again. We do need a tumbleweed. You can edit that in.
Is that a little better? I can't hear that anymore.
I can't hear it.
Cool.
No, me neither.
Got some, what do they call it, laminal flow?
What?
Laminal.
What?
It's like when you get like a perfect flow of a liquid.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
What do you think I was referring to?
I would have said optimal.
Hi, Figaro.
And the cats.
No.
Cat
You
number
might-
one's waded in.
You might be able to hear the cats.
I think I picked it up.
Yeah, so what were we saying? That's going to happen so much.
We had gone on to tumbleweeds. I don't know. Don't ask me why.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Okay, so with everything ready,
Shall we
dive
get
into our
started?
first one?
Let's
Okay.
dive in.
So I am going to explain a story that I actually came across when I was desperately researching historical crime, and I found that for UK newspapers and history and a lot of the internet searches I was trying to do kept leading me down the path of myancestry.co.uk and National Newspaper Archive. Subscribe if you want to actually read any.
As you do.
Okay.
Anything with subscriptions.
It was driving me mental.
Give us money.
I went to a really handy. It's really hard to say handy and then be like, yeah, positive. But
Which, to be fair, I will say newspapers struggle nowadays. Like, really, online subscriptions is the only way they can get any sort of money.
100%. But there may be a conversation down the line as to whether or not historical archived work, yeah, there'll be a conversation as to how much we should pay for it and so on and so forth. It's a thing. I understand it's valid because they have to maintain those kind of articles. They have to find ways to put them on the internet, X, Y, Z. But yeah, there was a very cynical part of me at one point that was looking, going, is this a bit of a money-making thing? Exercise?
I mean, it is, yes.
But I came across this...
We're doing this for fun?
Touche.
Whoa.
I came across this website, basically, that is an excellent resource for anybody who's an aficionado who wants to look into unsolved murders in the UK across history. So... Kitty, seriously? The cat's just decided she's going to meow until the door gets let open for her to go and explore the house, which, to be fair, that's what cats do. So...
Anyway, he's got the door upstairs closed, so it's fine. Carry on.
This website's called unsolvedmurders.co.uk, and it lists every archived murder that's been archived or registered. It has listed, and it has as many details, not gory details, but statistics of what happened. And then it will give you links to newspaper articles you can read from there. So I went onto this one. I thought, how far back can I go with this? And I managed to get as far back as the Tudor period. So 1567, no less.
Not surprised. I think the UK are very good at keeping records of stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Detailed records as well.
Yeah. Well, this one, they weren't messing, because I clicked on this, and not only did it present me with a resource where I could go to learn more, but when I clicked on the resource, it's actually a package of files and documents that are now studied in schools. And I looked and I went, why do we not know more about this?
Yeah.
Because this case just was too fascinating for me not to be interested. So I'm going to give you a bit of background first. Do you guys know about Mary, Queen of Scots?
Yes.
So Mary, Queen of Scots essentially had ambitions to be on the English throne as well as the Scottish one. And she ended up being executed for this because she was caught out. Queen Elizabeth I caught her and had her executed.
Of course.
What you may not know is the National Trust actually has what they believe to be the chemise she wore on the day of her execution on display.
Wow.
I've actually got a postcard picture of it. I was like, wow, this is not that you should be fascinated by such things, but when you look at it and you think...
No, but it's human nature, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you can't quite help it.
Yeah, and you look at it and go, she was wearing this.
Yeah.
Like, your mind just suddenly makes this story. And
It's kind of like when... I always get this feeling when I go to visit places where we know that such and such person walked there.
Yeah.
Like, I always get this feeling like, oh my God, I'm walking in their footsteps.
Yeah, and this is exactly like that. It paints that picture. But what I found fascinating about her is this story isn't about her. It's about the death of her second husband. This woman had in an age where we're going on about Henry VIII having 6 wives. This queen had 3 husbands. She wasn't doing too badly. So this story is
My queen, though.
about...
Queen of Scots, not me.
Co-
Sorry, that's a really bad pun.
He's being punny because his name
Oh, yeah.
Scotland, Queen of Scots, yeah.
You know it's a good joke when it's explained.
Not only is it explained, but he followed it with a groan. Yeah. Anyway,
Pokemon hurt himself.
This is an interesting example of how brutal the Tudor age was and how delicate the line of succession in terms of English kings and queens and Scottish kings and queen was. It literally hindered on a knife edge, like literally hindered on the most delicate of fine lines. So we'll talk a bit about Mary, Queen of Scots first. She was Queen of Scotland from 1542 to 1567. So 25 years of being queen before she was forced to abdicate the throne. She was forced off the throne largely because of what happened to her second husband. She was then told she had to pass the throne down to her infant son James, who later on became James the First of England. So this story is less about her, as I've said, and about her second husband. I'm going to give you a bit of background on him. So, in 1565...
I guess his name.
Go.
Okay. It's going to be like a Yieldy English name.
Go for it. Go for it. You don't have to guess too hard, fella.
Is it another Henry?
It is another Henry. It is another Henry. So, she married Henry... AKA, you get my respect. She married Henry, AKA Lord Darnley. That was his name. He was born in Yorkshire and was a direct descendant of Henry VII.
Of course he was.
So not through Henry VIII, through one of Henry VII's other children. Though he was known for being, quote unquote, the National Archives list him as handsome and elegant.
Oh.
He was also very vain, a bully, and spoilt.
Wasn't everyone?
Well,
specifically all men.
There's a
back then.
She's
Back
being
then.
she's being sexist. I was going to be Yorkshireist because they used to tell stories of men in York. Hey, I love Yorkshire. I absolutely love Yorkshire. But you guys know what you're doing. Like there's. I will never tell a Yorkshireman what to do.
Well,
No.
There go our Yorkshire.
Sorry, but it's said with love. It is said with love.
All
I have
none of them.
Mad respect. I have mad respect.
All zero of them.
Do you remember? Do you remember Dave?
I remember Dave.
Yeah, you don't mess with that, do you? No. Yeah, we had a friend from Yorkshire, and he knew everything. He was great at everything. He was just, if you want answers, he's where you go. Like it's as simple as that. So
He's drowned in his pond.
that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
That's a story for another day. So
The pond built so deep.
getting back to Lord Darnley, he was born in Yorkshire and he was known for being vain and spoilt and having a temper. His nature did not go down well with the Scottish nobility. Like, they didn't like it. And Mary herself began to get fed up with him. So she started spending a lot of time with her secretary, an Italian man called David Rizzio.
Ooh.
You need to remember his name. You need to remember David Rizzio's name because he is going to come back in this story in a way you cannot imagine.
Italian men.
So, on the 15th of March, 1566, just a year after Mary and Henry were married, Mary was eating dinner with David Rizzio in their house when Henry burst into the room, dragged David from the table, and murdered him very, very violently in front of her. In fact, the National Archives...
Way to start a marriage.
The National Archives found... It gets worse.
Oh.
The National Archives found that, or told this... These are all facts that they've basically established from evidence at the time. 50 wounds inflicted by a sharp instrument.
So he was a little bit angry, was he?
Human pincushion? Yeah.
Jesus.
This David Rizzio got it and then some. But to make matters worse, Henry, Lord Darnley, however we want to refer to him, kept Mary hostage until she made him King of Scotland in his own right, rather than just being King Consort, because he didn't just want to be King Consort anymore. He wanted the Scottish throne.
Imagine if Prince Philip had done that.
All of them. All right, Lizzie. I don't know what voice I was doing there, but nah, I can't imagine that.
Jesus.
So this. You know, we talk about the crown. Well, maybe these stories like these.
He really wanted to be king, did he?
So he did all of this while she was pregnant with James.
Good grief.
So
We get clarity on who the father was. Was it the Italian
I feel like that's gonna come back.
she gave birth to their son James in June of 1566. So bear in mind, David Rizzio was stabbed. He was stabbed.
Yeah.
He was stabbed to death in 3 months earlier.
You don't need to say it more,
So-
it's just more bleeps.
He passed in the March. She's giving birth in the June. And then later on after that, they seem to make a peace She forgave him. He cooled his temper right down.
In other words, she had no other choice, and he was too busy.
I can't. Yeah, it just
Bleep
kills
this,
me.
shagging other women to.
Probably. She even by 1567 managed to convince him that he was completely forgiven. I can't get words out for his actions. So we get to 1567. And then on the night of the 10th of February in 1567, she basically went out to attend a wedding party and left him at home. He decided to stay at their residence, a place called Kirkerfield in Edinburgh, and at around 2 a.m. that morning, a huge explosion reduced the house to rubble. It does not stop there.
Oh no!
He didn't.
She left the stove on.
Yeah. I hate it when that happens. He didn't die in the explosion. The bodies of Darnley and his male servant were found partially naked.
Oh my God, was he doing it with his servant?
Outside the garden wall.
I called it.
He had been unalived through lack of oxygen.
Crazy. Crazy.
The theory goes...
Is that from the explosion or from...
the theory goes he saw something that scared him in the house, ran out, and then whoever it was who caused the explosion chased him down and finished him off. However, we come back to the point that both him and his servant were found outside by the garden wall, so by the edging of their actual land, half nude.
So I can see two things happening here. Either their clothes are caught fire and they're like, oh my God, we need to strip.
He could have been caught on the privy. He could have been caught on the old privy. He could have been running out with his pants around his ankles. Like,
yeah, but then why was the servant also?
Maybe they were both on the privy.
They both came from different privies.
Maybe they were both on the privy. Where this gets even more fascinating.
They become the Spider-Man meme, pointing at each other.
Or what's the one where there's a meme of Spider-Man sort of next to the toilet and Thor's hammer's on it. It's like, Thor is such a jerk. Yeah, it's one of those moments. Anyway, where this gets even worse, remember I mentioned David Rizzio? Uh-huh. There is a suggestion that while he was cozying up to Mary, he was also having an affair with Henry.
Jesus Christ.
So he was having an affair with them both.
So the 50 stabs weren't just from jealousy on behalf of Mary.
That was potentially personal. Yeah, that was potentially personal. So
Jiminy Christmas.
Our tech guy's struggling to wrap his head around this.
I don't know why they just didn't handle it like the Greeks. There's no point in hiding that stuff. if you're gonna get down.
Yeah, but by then they weren't Greeks, were they? They were very much.
You couldn't show ankle, could you?
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah.
What's the word for that?
Prim?
No.
I know what you mean.
Conservative.
It's
Hypocrites.
Yeah, hypocritical is absolutely right. But there were a large number of suspects in this case. But the number one suspect was a guy called the Earl of Bothwell. His name, James. He was very, 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 very close to Mary. So while Mary is being close to David Rizzio, she's also being close to James, and I'm going to call him James Bothwell. And the prevailing theory is...
Yeah, what's that son's name again?
Let me see. You asked who the father was. You weren't expecting a third option. So it gets even better. Like when you hear all this, you're like, the drama. You could put this on a soap right now and we'd all sit and watch.
Yeah.
So Bothwell was number one. They singled him out. They were like, it must be him because he's close to the Queen. Mary then made this worse because 3 months after this explosion, she married Bothwell. He became her third husband.
Good grief.
You're like, okay, this woman wasn't playing around. She obviously decided.
To be fair, she herself probably didn't even know where James came from.
They found, in 1568, they found a series of quote-unquote letters between Mary and Bothwell that seemed to suggest they were having an affair and orchestrated the whole thing together. Sadly, these letters have been, well, not sadly, but it turns out years later they've been proved as false. So obviously they were setting them up. However, from the sounds of things, there's no smoke without fire. She did marry him 3 months later, and that incurred the wrath of Queen Elizabeth I because Darnley was her cousin. Henry was her cousin.
Oh, wow.
So she was like, hang on. She wrote a letter to Mary saying, in fact, I think I've got it quoted here.
Have you got quotes?
I think I've got it quoted here.
Amazing.
Because I saw this letter. If I haven't got it quoted here, I'm going to have to pull it up because when she actually... Here we go. I knew I'd written it down. So this letter is from Elizabeth to Mary and it says, and I quote, "How could a worse choice be made for your honour that in such haste to marry such a subject who besides other than notorious lacks, public fame has charged with the murder of your late husband?" She went hardcore. She was like, how can you lower yourself?
Yeah, to marry the guy who killed your husband, your late husband.
So she wasn't happy. And this actually set in motion the chain of events that forced... So Elizabeth then forced Mary from the throne and made her give up the throne to her infant son.
She is the daughter of Henry VIII. We all know how good that family is with tolerating things.
There were religious things in play. For example, I think, if I've got my facts right, that Bothwell was Catholic and Elizabeth I was trying to secure a Protestant legacy. We had only just established the Church of England.
But Mary herself was Catholic, wasn't she?
I think so.
Yeah.
So the whole idea of having designs on the English throne
I'm pretty sure that's why Elizabeth was adamant that she couldn't succeed her to the throne.
Here goes the chain of events that essentially meant that. So she forced Mary into imprisonment. From the literally months after she married Bothwell, she was put in prison.
I've been to one of the houses where she was imprisoned.
Mary Queen of Scots?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, well, no, but awesome. Yeah, it is awesome. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be all reserved.
No, it's all right.
This poor woman who was executed, but awesome! So, I am...
I mean, it's history. We're all fascinated by it. That's why there's so many... I mean, we're just another true crime podcast. We're just another podcast talking about historical situations.
Well, we're better than the rest. Anyway. Just saying.
Well, naturally.
Just saying. You know, we've got to brag. People, we've got to brag. Bothwell was... So, Mary was imprisoned. Bothwell was tried and acquitted. But he was tried by Mary herself. So that doesn't hold much in terms of water. He was acquitted. She was like, oh, did you do it? Nah.
I'm surprised Elizabeth allowed that.
Well, I think this was slightly before her imprisonment, if I've got my timeline of events correct.
Oh, fair.
And then Bothwell escaped the country because even though he was acquitted, he was still public enemy number one. So he escaped the country. He wound up in Norway. He fled to Norway. And then wound up in Denmark, where he was imprisoned in Denmark, and he stayed in a Danish prison up till his death.
Whoa.
Heaven knows what he did then, or whatever. The universe knows what he did then, but he died in 1578.
Whatever happened to him?
In a Danish prison. Mary's... I don't know if they would have been in 1578.
Yeah. Maybe not.
I think they would have been hardcore. Do you want to go to Valhalla? You know, I think it would have been a lot of...
I think you might have got your regions a little bit wrong.
Anglo-Saxons versus Vikings versus Danes.
We need to do history class at some point.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I'm all up for being taught. So
we're all going to a history class.
Nothing like a bit of casual country racism, you know, just saying, just throwing that out there.
No, that's always welcome.
So... It is not done through conscious choice. I genuinely do not know what I'm talking about. Anyway,
I'm sure we'll be corrected.
That look on your face, like, no.
People will have stuff to say.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we're generating comments here, yeah.
Although
unintentionally.
Engagement baiting.
Unintentionally, unintensional engagement baiting.
Vikings were totally from Africa, man. Prove us wrong in the comments. If you're feeling up to it.
Jesus.
Like and subscribe in there as well, hit that button.
Don't.
Oh God, I've never thought I'd ever say
I
that.
once had a teacher.
We're gonna have to say that.
I once had a teacher spend her time telling me or educating me on the fact that everything goes back to Africa with the human race.
Well, actually, this is where I'm going to nerd out a little bit. Our most common ancestor, who's essentially like our Eve that we've traced back, did come from Africa.
See?
So it makes sense.
So she educated me right.
But it was probably whilst everything like really kicked off.
So
before people started moving and when land masses were slightly more connected as well.
So your quip Vikings came from Africa, prove us wrong in the comments, and you've just undone that all. You've just undone that all.
If you really trace it back, kinda, yeah, I suppose.
The cradle of civilization.
Except not just Vikings.
So there you go. So there you go. Watch my sharp wit bring that one back around. Yay. So Mary, her son James, was too young to obviously take the throne when Mary was forced to abdicate. So it was given to her stepbrother, I do believe. Hold on. It was given to her stepbrother. But then he was assassinated. Yep.
As you do.
He was made, so as a result, Elizabeth had Mary in prison, gave the throne of Scotland to the baby James, and made Mary's half-brother regent of Scotland. And then he was executed 3 years later, something like that. So my questions come down to this. Was Henry having an affair with his servant at the time?
Oh, dude, come on.
At the time that,
Was he? Is that even a question? Duh.
This file.
I didn't know.
Yeah. It was one of the cats, totally. There's actual pictorial drawing evidence. So they have drawings of where the bodies were located. And they've gone out of their way to draw the exact clothing that these people were wearing when they were found.
History's first nude.
It does not paint a good light. It's not history's first nude, dude. It's like,
I was going to say before, when you spoke about the letters, I always find it funny when you see like dirty talk pre-phone. It's just immensely funny to see people talking dirty over letter. But
I'll have to send you. I'll have to send you some interesting ones that I've had to read.
Writing to Josephine when he was out on one of his campaigns.
Yes.
No.
I'm returning in 2 days. Don't bathe.
Yeah. Yeah. He has to. Yeah, because he. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I read the story around this group of letters, and then I decided I would pick on one because they teach this in schools. They have all these documents ready for you to look at. You can literally just download the package and look at it yourself. There's even a YouTube video explaining the whole story so that pupils can sit there and go, huh, rather than doing it in document format, because with the advent of modern technology, why read a document when you can just watch it on YouTube? Yeah. I don't agree with that, by the way. I'm going to lose comments for whatever.
Where the fuck do you think we're going?
I'm reading.
We're getting put on YouTube.
I'm reading. Yes, but listen to me and then read.
Read along.
Listen to me and then go ahead and read. Like, I'm a massive advocate of reading. I just don't do enough of it. Anyway. So,
none of us do enough of it. There's too much to do.
Nah. So I read one of these letters, and literally all it says is it's a letter from Mary to Bothwell saying, "Oh, we can't communicate anymore. It's too dangerous." I'm like, yeah.
Facts.
Well, if it's so dangerous, why the letter? So it's clearly aimed at just smearing her reputation.
Well, so much of history in general is written by people who would later be in power and would then write about previous sovereigns.
Well, don't they say history is written by the winners?
Yeah, and then they would write about the sovereigns that came before them and as a smear campaign.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I do love
interesting.
Good slander.
Bit of not like a bit of
It's
slander on a Sunday. Blasphemous.
I like slander, but I wish at times there would be like, okay, this is what the slander was. These are the actual facts. I suppose that there is that as well,
Yeah,
but
yeah. I think there's
sometimes it's hard to distinguish between the two.
I think there's something to be said for, even with all the facts that we get given, there's facts and then there's facts. There's things that are incontrovertible, like there are this many people in the room right now. That's a fact. That's an incontrovertible, unarguable fact. But facts about history are literally given to us by the people who wrote history as it happened. So how can they, in their very essence, unless you're just quoting stats, how can they, in their very essence, not obtain some small taint of bias?
Well, yeah, they took sides.
Of opinion. So it's I'm like you. I like a bit of both. Give me some slander any day, but then I need to see the stats next to it to make up my own mind. Yeah. And with this, I found it. David Riccio must have been such a character, because how could you be having an affair with the Queen and her husband at the same time? Like, that's player. That's player. Like, obviously it didn't get very far.
To be fair, how many people who would start an affair with one of the sovereigns, then, like, how could you not then develop some sort of relationship, whether it be... the fact of the matter is, if you were having an affair with with either the king or the queen, you would then either develop a antagonistic or romantic relationship with the other one.
Yeah, but
you couldn't help it because, like, it was such close quarters.
Getting involved with the first one is already dangerous.
Oh, 100%.
But getting involved with them, but like I can't pick. I am literally trying to picture a night where the guy's like, I've run out of stamina. I saw the Queen at midnight. I saw the King at 2 a.m. I'm done. I've had enough.
Well,
are you telling me Rocky wasn't the first one to become the Italian stallion?
well, here's the thing. Did he have to go in between them, though?
You are bad. You are bad. And we're banned from the internet.
Did he have to alternate, though?
I don't know why I keep talking into my mic. He didn't. He maybe. Hey.
There you go.
I'm not getting past this trauma. I'm not getting past this trauma. I'm really not. I'm really not. Like, there were 3 in the bed, and the middle one said, "Roll over."
Yep.
Yeah. So if I get traumatized, I'm passing it on. Sorry, right, everybody's going to share this trauma. So yes, that is the story of Henry Lord Darnley, second husband of Mary Queen of Scots, who maybe should have kept his temper in check. I don't know. Maybe she never forgave him for David.
I knew a lot about her. I didn't know how he died, or that it was that involved in the way she then died.
Yeah. Deliberately set about that chain of events that ended up resulting in her execution. While she was imprisoned, she got caught. Now, again, is history written by in this case, if history is written by the winners, did she get caught or did she get framed? Because
that's the question.
There's a letter where she was plotting to assassinate Elizabeth I. It got intercepted, and the rest is history.
I don't know how much I believe that.
So
you'd have to be stupid, and Mary Queen of Scots doesn't strike me as stupid to be writing to someone about, whilst imprisoned, knowing that your letters are probably going to be intercepted, to write to someone about treason, committing treason.
I suppose she looked at it and thought, I stand as much chance as the guys who are going to try and blow up the Houses of Parliament, because it was them who tried to get rid of James.
I feel like it would just be too stupid for a queen
100%.
Who not only
100%.
had to be a monarch, but also had to be a woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
in that position.
She was being monitored all day.
She would have been way too smart to do anything like that.
However, I look at the flip side of that, and I suppose they were brutal. The Tudors were brutal, and Elizabeth had no heirs of her own with the throne, whereas Mary... See, this is the bit that confuses me. Why set up Mary for that kind of fall when you've already passed the throne on to her son?
And then still pass and then not make sure that her son doesn't get it.
So she's already sort of...
I think... I'm sorry, but I think there's merit. I know it's a movie, but I think there's merit in the movie that was made about them, in that Elizabeth was in some way jealous of Mary herself.
Potentially.
Because maybe for being able to bear children, maybe for being able to marry people while Elizabeth couldn't. I don't know. But it makes no sense to... I don't want the Scottish throne to be like embroiled with the English one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to execute you, Mary, but then your son is fine to rule both.
Maybe she thought, maybe that wasn't her line of thinking. Maybe she thought James could have Scotland, because at the time she passed the Scottish throne on to James, but that doesn't necessarily follow that she thought he'd inherit the English one.
Yeah, but who did she think was going to?
Maybe she had her own ideas. This is the bit we don't know. Maybe she still very naively thought at that point, I might, because she died 1601. So she lived a good. Yeah. Am I right? Is it 1601? James the First. Let's consult the almighty internet search.
I was going to say, wasn't James like the son of the dude that died, who was her cousin?
Well, supposedly on the surface, we will never know. Yeah.
Supposedly that maybe she assumed there was still some sort of family blood there and whatnot. That could all go on. Lovely and nice.
It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but
it is one that I look at and I think
we'll never know.
The decision making there is questionable, if not downright dubious. But then by the same token, 1603. Yeah. So she lived for 40 plus years after this all kicked off.
She did rule for a good long while.
So maybe in her head she thought she was going to have her own children.
But we also know the Tudors were very vindictive and very like once you they held a grudge.
Oh yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me if she in some way felt slighted by Mary.
Or just wipe out the competition.
It wasn't so much about wiping out the competition in terms of throne, but
just female competition.
Just wiping her out for the sake of wiping her out. Yeah. Because she could.
Well, again, if I know my Tudor history, Elizabeth didn't have a shortage in terms of suitors who were interested in her. She definitely had her fair share of male companions. So Walter Raleigh. Oh, this is going to annoy me. Historians, please jump on the comments. She was known as the Virgin Queen. She never married and used her single status as a diplomatic tool, saying she was married to England. Hey, that's a power play, that.
Very, very smart and very, very early.
The question is, did that decision come from her, or did it come from those around her, or was it a sort of, at first it came from her and then she sort of didn't really have a choice anymore?
I do have an opinion on this one, and it's based on literally what I know of Elizabeth's life, because I've been to where she was imprisoned by her own sister, Savage. And what was her sister's name?
Mary.
So you look at it, yes, those names were popular back then, that's the lesson you learn, but maybe, what if there was some psychological thing? Because to imprison somebody for that long, that's not just... I
mean, they were cousins, weren't they? Her and Mary Queen of Scots.
Well, they definitely would have been through her marriage to Darnley, but whether or not they were cousins, I don't know.
I think
I
they
don't
were
know.
cousins by blood as well in some way. So I could be wrong.
There's somebody's attractive cousin. Anyway.
But basically, there could be a sort of psychological link between that Elizabeth made between her sister Mary
Well,
and
Elizabeth practically spent most of
and
her
cousin.
formative years in prison. A lot of her, I say formative, I'm sure it was like her early teen years, those kind of years. Again, historians jump on. She spent a lot of time imprisoned in the Tower of London because when Mary, our Bloody Mary, inherited the throne, that is her actual name, it's not a swear, inherited the throne, she wanted back to Catholicism, and Elizabeth was a staunch Protestant by that point, so she imprisoned her own sister in the Tower of London. You would think it would be nasty, but when I see they're like old cottages at one corner of the tower.
yeah.
I'm like, that's not so bad.
Yeah, but then when that leads you to be executed, I mean, it's kind of, I'm not...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, yeah, it's great. We're not actually living in a prison cell.
Yeah.
However, soon after we will be executed.
we will lose our heads, yeah. But then I look at it and I think Elizabeth stayed in there. It was quite a long period it was years she stayed in there. And part of me thinks, did she just pass that on? Did she just see what Mary was doing and go, execution's not good enough for you, I want to make you suffer first?
Yeah, could be.
So there we go.
She just didn't want to outright execute her, so she just let her rot in prison.
It might have been a bad tactical call to have her outright. Can you imagine what it would have done for relations between England and Scotland? It would have...
Sure.
Yeah, so...
Imprisoning someone for life is a lot easier than just like...
Well,
know.
James I signified the first unification, if I
Well, the
remember
problem
rightly,
is
England
keeping her alive could eventually get people to rise up
Yeah,
in her name.
yeah.
But then killing her, people could also use her as a martyr. So it was a sort of
I feel like it would have been a...
dead if you do, dead if you don't.
Just like hope that people forget about her as
Yeah.
ages in prison.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Well, that obviously stopped when this letter came out. Because it was like, oh, she wants the English throne? Oh, hell no. And then done.
Also, how much of that was even Elizabeth's doing and how much of that was just like someone wanted Mary dead for whatever reason, so they concocted this
Set that
letter
up, yeah.
and they were like, oh yeah, you should totally kill her.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like some sort of game
Told you.
of Thrones.
That is...
Oh my god.
Shut up, Scott.
Dude, I just had a light bulb moment.
Yeah.
That's great.
Life imitating art, imitating life.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe the Tudors copied their shit from Game of Thrones.
Oh, they totally did. They totally did.
They did.
That would,
They
make, that would
absolutely
make
did.
Elizabeth, what, Arya Stark? Yeah, all
Or
right.
something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch it.
No,
I've not
I-
watched
I'd
enough
say
Game of Thrones.
Elizabeth would be more like a Cersei. Well,
Oh,
Cersei's kind of...
Even I know
wanna say
that's...
dumb, but she's kind of like a bit irrational in the books.
Even I know that's
The
mean.
POV chapters.
Oh, well, yeah, you are
Christ,
reading the books.
it's
Okay.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. We can get into that later.
Cersei in the series, oh my word. Let's not go. Yeah.
She kicked ass in the show though. She was diabolical. I don't
She
know if
really
I
was
prefer her show
diabolical.
version or
She
the
was
book.
diabolical in the
She
show.
was diabolical.
They're
Like,
both
that's
so
the word.
good, and I don't know which one I prefer.
She was savage. Like, she genuinely had my blood boiling at points. So I was
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
So there we go. Any more thoughts?
I think that's it.
So it's a
We
heck
wrap
of a
that one
story.
up.
Like a burrito.